A warm welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel, guys. As always, do not forget to smash that subscribe button. Now, today's mission, should you choose to accept it, I've done loads of videos on installing this carbon fibre roof. It's been on there now for a week or so, and I've been driving the car, I've had no problems. But I did notice when it was out in intense sunlight, there's just some little fibres on there from where I've wiped the microfiber cloth. But what you probably can't see, unless you get the sunlight on it, but you might just see right in the middle there, a little sort of patchiness to the finish. Can you see that? And that's probably where it's been sanded and compounded. So I think it's a lacquered finish, not a gel coat finish. I think it's just been lacquered. But out in the intense sunlight, those patchiness that you can probably just see, there's no product on here at all, is quite visible. So it needs a finishing polish. It needs a finishing polish, I think, I hope. Now, my gut instinct would have been normally maybe use S40 on this, an ultra fine finishing polish, and then protect it afterwards. But I want to use the Rupes Advanced. It's a finishing polish that has protection in it that, you know, so you don't have to do two different things. I really rate this product as well whenever I've used it. I rate it for the slick buff. I haven't performance tested it, I don't think, in like a comparison where I'm measuring gloss or anything like that. So, but I've used it loads of times. I rate it because the buff on it is really good, and I rate it because the protection that it leaves, I think, is durable. It's not a 10 out of 10 beader. It's more like a sheeting action on the protection. I don't know of any AIO that gives you like mega beads, like you know, and lasts ages. This does make an extreme product claim around durability. I think it offers, look right there where my finger is, 12 months of protection. That is a big claim, and the general rule of thumb is kind of halve that. But the problem with this is, because it's not mega hydrophobic, once you get that tail off in hydrophobic performance, you might not really be able to see it. So it's hard to test that, or it's hard to substantiate that 12-month protection claim. So there's a bit of criticism. But I'm not too worried about it lasting 12 months. I want it to just get me the finish and not have a bare, unprotected panel there. So that's good. You could probably wax over the top of this or all that sort of stuff, but, you know, or water-based spray sealant would be ideal. I haven't really explored that too much, but, you know, you could. So some important things, guys, with this particular product. Shake the hell out of it. Yes, you do. It feels like a kind of sort of slightly more waxy product, even though it's not wax-based, but the liquid I'll show you is a sort of shiny, thinner thing rather than a really pasty abrasive. Apply it with an ultra-fine white foam pad, yes, or microfiber pad. I'm going to use an ultra-fine Rupes white pad. Prime pad by applying it evenly, you know, to the pad in a thin, even coating. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, prime it. I'll just spin it up on the panel just to make sure we're not going... We have got a brand new pad there, so that's never been used. So yeah, we'll put some dots on it and we'll just whiz it over the panel and get a nice working pad, so we're not sort of using a dry pad. Work the product approximately 6 times the size of the polishing pad. Well, I'm not sure if I agree with that, because that pad size times 6, well, maybe that's, yeah, I think, actually, yeah, I'm being pedantic. A 2x2 shoulder width area is not a bad guideline. So yeah, that's okay. I do probably extend that out a little bit, because that's quite small. Moderate, light to moderate pressure, yeah. Don't like force it in. Let it dry on the surface for at least 15 minutes and wipe away the residues with a clean, soft microfiber towel, which I have there on the top. Now there's some tips here, and these are interesting. So they're emphasising the shake well again. That's really important. I'll shake it again. They're emphasising the pad thing. You can use it on the yellow wool if you really want to dig out some more stuff. And you can use it on the ultrafine microfiber. But foam's always a safe bet for the best finish, I think. But the other, that will definitely give you more cut. I don't know about the microfiber. I'm not a fan of microfiber pads generally. Wool I like for cutting. Here's the thing, it will cure over a period of 4 hours after application. Does that mean after buff as well, I assume? So don't get it wet for 4 hours. Not recommended for body shop applications. So it's got protective stuff in it, you know. So if you're body shopping or prepping or whatever, you're putting this material in the air, there's stuff in there that's durable and permanent. So it's not a pure abrasive. They have those, obviously, Rupes. So, I'll tell you what, just before we go on, we said, it's been shaken a lot, but let's just... I shook it before the video as well. The cap did break, the one that came with it, so I took another doodah off of there. I can't remember how it broke, but it broke. So that's why you're seeing a white little nozzle on there. You can see what I mean, it's quite thin compared to some abrasives which are like can be a creamier emulsion. So that's a decent amount of product, but it's a bone dry pad, and I'll just try and show you, you know, with one hand. We're just on a slow speed here. This has been wiped actually, and I've given it a little cleanser fluid wipe over. Ooh. So that debris actually is foam, that's not old polish. So when you use a fresh pad, you sometimes get that. So I should have really spun it off somewhere else and given it a good bang, but you do get a bit of that. So let's just dust that off. Okay, that's good. It's dusted. We're going to get some more of that. Should have just carried on and just grin and bared it and just carried on. Yeah, we'll just do that till that dust stops. So when I do my polishing set, I don't want any of those little bits of foam. So we'll just get that away. We don't want to be polishing with all that kind of stuff. It's all light stuff. It's not polish residue though. That's from a brand spanking pad. You can, if that was a pure abrasive, if you missed a bit of water over it now, that can seal that in a little bit, but that should settle down. So that should be good. How am I going to show you this? Because if I put the camera on the screen, it's going to vibrate if I put it up there, and I can't polish with one hand. So I think we're just going to have to set the camera somewhere high up where you can get a view, which is going to be here. Yeah, it's going to be a decent view, and I'll bring you in once we've done it, and we'll just do a set and then move over. So there we go, we've got a good view there. So I'd probably break this roof down into 4 sections, and I've taped up the edges so I can get a bit of fresh polish going. Oh, I thought it'd fallen forward. I will. This tripod is struggling. The legs have worn. It's a Joby one, so the legs have worn so much and cracked. It moves when you put it down, and I can see it moving. So hold on a second. I have a genius plan. Genius plan. If I put it on top of this microfiber, stay there. That will stop it. That will hold it. Yeah, that ain't gonna move. Microfiber feet for pads, that's the solution. So I've dotted it out, and now I'm just gonna work it a sort of speed 4. Good speed for this kind of machine, I think. Yeah, do want to avoid. Yeah, there's less bits coming off it now. Okay, let's go. Let's just get a film. Right, here we go. I want to show you up tight and personal what the film is like. It's quite a thin film. You can tell you're not really going hell for leather on this paint. It's a fine polish. Can you see that? I want to show you that. Quite a thin, very easy. Can you see that there? Don't polish with one hand. Never polish with one hand. You don't have control over the tool. Okay, so I'm just doing that to show you the film. So quite a thin, translucent-y, I don't know if I want to use the word oily. It's not, well, there's a bit of oiliness to it, a bit of sort of, it's not watery. But it's a nice thin, light film, I'd describe it as. So let's just carry on and get this polished. Lovely. Just going to speed up now. Yeah, lovely. It's a really nice, tidy product to use. All of that foam coming out the pad has stopped now, so I should have just gone and done a set on a test panel or something just to sort of get that pad ready to use. But a real tidy abrasive paste. Now, the downside of this is you've got to let that cure now, so you couldn't wipe it off and do an inspection to make sure you've got no machine marring or all that sort of stuff. But it's a finishing polish. So you're not really looking for defect removal, but you are going to be interested and you are faced with the possibility of buffing this and maybe having a pigtail from a bit of grit or something in there in 10 minutes time and having to go again. But you've got that issue with any protective AOI that you have to leave to cure. That's just the nature of the beast. But a really nice film, and you can see it's just put down a lovely thin film. I should have got a bit tighter in there, but that doesn't matter. The tape allows you to get tight to the edge, which is what you want to do. So now I'll do that area there and do the rest of the car, and I'll just go on time lapse, and then I'll come back in a second. You can, yeah.
Get back, you bastard! I'll break your legs! 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 Get back, you bastard! I'll break your legs!
Okay, so we've done our 4 sets on the roof. Lovely and tidy. I mean, this product doesn't dust. It's too fine for that. It's not a heavy compound will generate heat which can dry out the carrier. But this is quite a waxy, fine, ultra finishing kind of polish thing. It's not wax, but it's got a waxy feel to it. Now we leave this for 15 minutes and we've got a lovely, beautiful. It's nice when everything's like organised and like you're all organised. The rush here would have been to not tape up, and then I'd have ended up polishing over edges and stuff. So we've just got a lovely, clean, tidy finish. That will cure off, and we'll bring you back in when we do the buff. But you can see, you know, at the moment it's still kind of, we want that dry. Well, we want it drier. 15 minutes, I'll be back. Boom. Okay, guys, so it's been around 15 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. Interested to leave this for ages and see what happens if it goes rock hard, but I don't think it does. Yeah, it just dries up a little bit, but it's still oily. So I think this will be pretty easy to buff. But yeah, one of the things I like about this is the buff I find is quite slick. Yeah, it's a lovely buff. You see when you just go over it and like you don't have to go back in. That's the thing with it. It's like it's a one swoop, maybe a two swipe. Maybe a two swipe. It's not a one swipe, but it's a light buff on this product and it's a smooth, slick buff, which is really important. I suppose you have to make sure you get all those edges. It's not a single swipe, but it's just an easy buff. It's just a nice buff. It's a good product, this Rupes Advanced. It's another product I like discovering things that aren't kind of talked about. I like things, you know, that are just a little bit more underground. I hate using stuff that's just like hype-tastic. And I think Rupes could shout, or Rupes could shout louder about this product because it's really good. Has it fixed my patchiness in that roof? I think it probably has. I'm struggling to see that difference in that variation. Oh, there's a little bit there. Well, is that a reflection? It might be a reflection. It's the light. I need to get the light on it. Where's the light? No, it's going to be a bit big to hold this thing. Just have a look. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. But maybe it's still something going on. It might be the reflection. Time will tell. You can end up chasing perfection. And it might just be, I swear I could see a little patch, not of product, but of the finish. Might be, I don't know. Sort of see it on camera a bit more than I can with my eyes actually, which is a bit weird. So I'm looking in the camera lens. And it's weird, isn't it? It's like, you see that sort of like little haze and it disappears where the beams are. So I'm almost wondering if the reflection is impacting. Whatever it is, it's really low level. And it's better now. It's better. It's better. It doesn't need cutting, that panel. Yeah, and then you come over this side where you're not, the angle's different and it looks a lot better as well. It's weird. I wonder if I'm almost seeing, I think what I might be seeing is a bit of the reflection. You see like in the camera there, like they're dark and then there's like a little patchiness in those two. I think I'm seeing that as a reflection and thinking it's the patchiness. But there definitely was patchiness in this because I saw it outside in light one day and it needed it. So I would imagine I'm probably there, and what I'm actually seeing is just differences in the reflection that I'm getting back. Yeah, I think this is good. It's really nice to buff though, this. Let's just get that edge. Then we can take that off, but it's a nice product to buff for sure. And that will continue to cure now for 4 hours. And yeah, so I'll just leave it inside. You could probably put it outside, but if it's scheduled to rain, there's something there that's an imperfection, but it's below the clear coat. If you look too carefully, because you've got a material under here. This is like a carbon fibre fabric. It's not fabric, but like a sheet of floppy carbon fibre that then gets clear coated. So it's not like spraying a primed panel. So if you look hard enough through the weave into it, you'll see stuff going on there. Some little imperfections there you can see. But again, you'd have to probably wet sand that. But the finish on this roof generally is pretty good. Generally is pretty good. Yeah, very good in fact. So yeah, I'll just take this off and I'll just do another buff, because you get too close to that tape, you get it on the tape, the glue kind of thing going on. So let's get this out. I'll do that. This G-on tape's good. You can leave it on the car for days as well. Sometimes you need to be careful leaving even low tack tape on cars. Especially fresh clear coat, because that glue tends to have a little bit of solvent in it, I think. Get off, you little swine. Right. Last one, and we'll just do another buff. We'll flip sides. Oh, I've got tape wrapped around my thumb that I'm trying to pick it off with. But yeah, Rupes Advanced for me. Oh, this thing is doing my head in. Rupes Advanced for me is a really good, probably the best machine application AOI that I've used, I think. Again, with the caveat, that's not based on a comparative performance test. That's just based on kind of informal use, but I really do like it. And what's going on there? Why is that not coming up? Why is that bit stuck down like an Alabama tick? Is that come up? There we go. Here we go. Right, let's go and wipe this down. So I just want to finish the video with the roof being finished. So there's just some bits I've missed there. A little bit of polish there. We'll get a fresh side. Yeah, I can see I've missed a few bits. We'll just go, in fact, we'll go to this shorter nap side. Forgive me, I'm just going to flip this. Oh, you swine, I dropped the microfiber cloth. Oh. So what would you do if you drop a microfiber cloth? Just wash it. Just get another fresh towel. Just a little gentle wipe everywhere around the edges. What's it like on the trims? Yeah, it's good, I think. They're all good on these trims. I think that's one thing that's never really been a major problem. And if it does dry, it's more a problem with compound, but if it does dry on the trims, just get a bit of hydrocarbon on it, or panel wipe, or glass cleaner. If you haven't got any of that, you'll get it off. We didn't polish enough right on that edge there, because I can definitely see the finish isn't quite good as in there. But I'm chasing perfection with this thing. I might PPF it. That's really good though. So our roof is now nice and silky smooth. Did I just spot a scratch? Yeah, I did. There's a little scratch line in the middle there. I've done that. This will get scratched, this roof. It will have swirlies on it eventually over time. But that's now been protected. Doing that is also, it makes me want to just do the rest of the car very rapidly while I've got the polisher out. We've just been finished off the video where we were talking about the Built Hamber Microfine and the cleanser polish and the waxing and all that sort of stuff. Those products are good, and this wing here is popping and it's protected and it's got a polished feel to it. It does a really good job. And I mentioned in that video about the Rupes Advanced. The difference with the Rupes Advanced is I whiz over it with the machine polisher now. It'll take off that, it'll give us that same little bit of colour depth and clarity. It won't take out all the deep swells, especially with that white pad, it just won't. But it will just take out that fine surface haze and give us a bit of clarity back, and it will protect the paintwork. And it buffs really slick as well. It's just very easy to use, which is one of the first things that you look for in this genre of product, isn't it? That's one of the most important things. Yeah, this is an absolute stonker, that is. Yeah, and it's a product that's not talked about. It's a product that I think professional detailers will really appreciate. Why wouldn't a professional detailer use it? Well, you've got to leave it to cure for 15 minutes. I'm trying to think of all of the reasons. They might want to opt for a pure abrasive, or they might want a finishing polish with a little bit more cut. It's not massive. It's not a massive cutter. You know, sometimes you might want to step up from S40 to S30 because you want to get a bit more out with your polish, or you might just want to use S30 on its own and do a bit more digging. You know, so there might be reasons not to use this, as always. But yeah, it's a cracker. It's a real cracker, actually, Rupes Advanced. So yeah, I'm going to whiz over. I'm going to just whiz over some of the rest of the car now because it's going to be worth it. It's going to just pop up the car, which is what I like. So thanks for watching, guys, as always. If you've not used this product, I do recommend it. I'm not sure if Imran sells it. If not, either way, I'll find a link for it. And as always, try code forensics. If it gives you a discount, great. If it doesn't, it's not discountable. Doug.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when